Well, hello, good morning. Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. I want to talk today. By the way, welcome to everyone. Welcome to all the new people, all the new subscribers, both here on YouTube and on Patreon. I want to talk today about the tree, the hanging tree of liberty. You know, we have heard a lot about, we talk about, we have the t-shirt, right, about the tree of liberty and what it needs. But I was writing this morning on my latest book, and sometimes things just come out, and I refer to a different kind of tree, and I wanted to read it because it's my opinion, and it has to do, I think, with what we're dealing with now. So I'm going to read an excerpt from the latest book, and I want to throw it open to you all and your opinions on it. And I'll say more, I'll wrap that up at the end. Oh, by the way, that brings me, and I remember to bring them out today, to let everybody know that autographed copies of the entire Stonemont series, there they all are again available. I went through a period there where I wasn't able, I was just too busy. I got snowed under, and I had to kind of put a halt to it, but I can do it again if you'd like to have autographed copies of each of these. For those of you who don't know, who are new here, yes, I wrote the Stonemont series. You know, it's surprising how many people I'll get messages from. Says, I've been watching you for a long time, and I didn't realize you wrote those books. I read those books. Well, yes, I did, and it's good to have you both as a reader and a watcher, a subscriber. But here, the books are the reversion, the revival, the renewal, an appeal to heaven, and the blessings of freedom are the last one. Those are the 5 of the Stonemont series. You can get them on Amazon. You'll get them faster on Amazon. They're available in both, trade paperback and Kindle. If you want to get it from me, it's just $15 per book, and all the information is down in the information part. It says links to my books on Amazon. First, I think it says link to Patreon, links to my books on Amazon, and then it'll say how to get my autographed copies, and it'll have a P.O. box. You can send it. It's $15 a book. That covers the book, the postage, the handling, the tax, everything else. That's just, but it'll take you a little longer to get the books from me, because it takes me longer. I do a lot of other things, and Amazon just specializes in getting you my books, which I appreciate, and I like that. So anyway, I was writing this morning. As I told you, I write differently than many other writers. It's just got to come to me, and sometimes things come to me almost as if I wasn't thinking about it, and the same thing happened today. I'll kind of bring you up to speed on the scene, and for those of you who have read the Stonemont series, you'll be familiar with this. It's going to be, I'm dealing with a couple of characters here down in South Carolina. Augustus Carpenter, who's the patriarch of the Carpenters and has the big land down there called Lashane in the Abbeville area of South Carolina. That's the area that my family was from. And for those of you in that area and with a particular interest in history and our country's history, you know the particular distinction of Abbeville, South Carolina. If you don't, read my books. Because I talk about a lot of what very possibly could happen under the right circumstances and in the right kind of collapse. So anyway, they are talking now about, in his friend Tuck, short for Tucker, he has come in and he's talking to his dad. His dad Augustus has just released or just read a letter sent to him that is proposing a coming together of the people, of the leaders, the different area leaders, into the possible reconstitution of the old Confederacy as a way to govern the southeastern part of the United States. And so we're joining them in this conversation. Okay. And well, let me back up. I have this over on my computer, so bear with me for a moment. Okay, so Tuck is asked, "Are you going to the convention?" Augustus says, "Yeah, of course I'm going. It'll be a historical event, and whether or not a reconstitution of the Confederacy is really a probability or a possibility, it'll be historical, it'll be interesting. I want you all to come with me too." Meaning his family. Now, one of his sons is still back at Stonemont. So he says, "What should I do? Whoop. I'm sorry, I'm out here in the sunlight, and I have a hard time seeing my cursor." So Tuck looked at his father closely. "What if they ask you to be president of the new Confederacy?" Augustus, "I'm looking for my cursor again. This will be the last time, don't worry. Now I'm going down instead of up." Augustus shook his head slowly. "No, that's not a job for me." Tuck leaned forward. "But everyone looks up to you. If there's going to be a new Confederacy, it needs a strong leader like you, someone people will follow." Augustus shook his head again. "I disagree. Strong leaders are needed in the homes of the people, the communities, and the sovereign states. If history has taught us anything, it is that the creation of a strong central government is the seed of tyranny, and the tree from which it grows is the hanging tree of liberty." He looked out the window at the field sloping away from the house. "Our ancestors came to this land and built what we have with their bare hands, guts, and trust in God. Generations followed them doing the same." He looked back at his son. "We have fought against tyranny more than once, and each time they tried to crush us. Yet here we are." He shook his head again. "No, I will not support the planting of a seed I know will grow to threaten our future generations." That's my thought. That's pretty much my position. I am not a believer in strong central government. I know that there will be those that say, but you need, anytime a country is as big as the United States, and it should be the United States of America, not the United States of America, and some of you understand that. But anytime you get something that big, you have to have a central authority. Well, this goes back to the old Articles of Confederation to the Constitution move, right? And the, how should I say this? I think when Washington actually led troops against American citizens to collect taxes, you all familiar with the whiskey tax and all that kind of stuff? They decided that they needed a central government that became the overlord of its creators, the states, because the states created, as most of you know, they are the ones who created the United States of America, and they are the ones who allowed the power to get away from themselves, threaten the sovereignty of the states. A number of states rebelled against that, and what the uninformed call the Civil War wasn't a civil war. It was a separation. It was a divorce. And the one went in and beat the other into submission, saying, "We have to save our marriage at all costs, so I'm willing to beat you to death to do it." If you wonder what I'm talking about, or if you disagree, you might want to do some more studying. The Tree of Liberty we know about, the hanging tree of liberty is a central government that's strong enough to do it. And it all started with a seed. I'm going to put something like this over on American Reversion as well, but I'll come at it from a slightly different attitude. But that's what I wanted to put up today. Let me know what you think about this. We can see that the pendulum is swinging. The pendulum has been swinging ever since the creation of our country. And it's because people think differently. So be it. But should anybody really have to live under the oppression of someone else? Not in my opinion. So, let me know what you think. And we all know here on this channel, for anybody who's new, we stay away from any threats, any conversations, any implications that certain things should be overthrown. We don't talk about that, okay? We express our opinions as to, in an intelligent way that everybody can understand, but that doesn't risk our ability to continue to say it. If that makes any sense, right? Okay. And for any newer people, I would suggest that when you get done watching this video, go down and read some of the comments, because I have some brilliant people here, and even more so over on Patreon. So with that, I'll let you go. Remember, and here again, you can get autographed copies again of the Stonemont series written by me, Stephen C. Smith, and all the information on how to go about that is down there. The book, the latest book, and I still haven't decided on a title for it, is coming faster than any book has before. I can't promise when it's going to be out, but it'll be out when it's out, right? I think a lot more is happening now in this book. So anyway, you all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And, you know, preparing well today, part of it is really having an understanding on what you believe in. What you believe. What are your parameters? What's your no-go line? And then what do you do if that line appears? Okay, so that you're not dealing from confusion. Anyway, because confusion's a killer, right? Okay, hey, you all have a good day. I look forward to reading your comments on this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.